Guys, I shared 14 different trades this week. Every single one of these trades worked. I share all of the live entry and exit points of every single time that I enter and exit anything. I share it all in the Discord. I've been posting these trades and I've been talking about this for months and months at a time. If I was not telling the truth, there would definitely be people that join to see whether or not, oh, okay, this guy claims that he just wins so many trades and whatnot. Where is the evidence then of me lying? Because you can simply join the group. You'll be able to see the exact minute that I enter and exit everything. And the best part about this is that I don't need to lie. All of the proof and evidence is right before everyone. And the reason why there hasn't been any CoffeeZilla anything or anything like that is because I genuinely, there's no way to prove what I'm doing is wrong. And that's the best part about it. I share my results. I share how well I'm doing. And today was an amazing day. We share day trades. We share swing trades. I'm going to go over one of the swing trades in today's video as well. I'm going to be sharing a lot more swing trades soon. But so far this week has been absolutely phenomenal. If you guys want access, very simply, click the link down below and you gain access. So I hope to see you guys there. At the end of the day, we are creating a very strong, tightly knit community of like-minded individuals that want to grow and want to become better traders. We're all there for each other, and it's only going to go up from here. So the proof is here. What you guys want to do with it is up to you. Let's get started with the rest of the video. First and foremost, let's go ahead and take a look at SQ. So this is a daily chart. Oh my God, my handwriting. This is a daily chart of SQ. We went long yesterday. Our contracts at the moment are up almost 50%. This was an amazing trade. We could see that tech stocks, as well as SQ, AMD, I'm going to show you guys afterward, a lot of them are creating this pattern where we're making a downward trend. The stock is trying to touch at these levels and break above the trend multiple times. And then it eventually led to a nice breakout. So what we see right now on SQ, and the reason why I was very, very bullish on it is because, first of all, this setup that was occurring on multiple different tickers. Second, we created a bull flag at this point, at this level, and are now starting to break above. So the upward potential for this trade was massive. So my upward target for this, hopefully we see 70 to 71 at least on SQ. I think that's very possible in the next few days, especially if the market overall continues to be bullish. But of course, once a contract is up this much, you never allow it to fall below the break-even price. So we are just playing with profits and we're good to go on SQ. Another reason why I was very bullish on SQ is because of AMD. So AMD created a very similar pattern here. And you could see that AMD sort of had the exact same situation where we were making these a large downtrend and just could not break above until we made a bullish pattern at this level and then a breakup. So AMD was already showing what SQ was trying to form. And that often becomes the case when market makers are painting certain pictures. So we can clearly see that the market makers were trying to paint a very bullish picture on SQ because AMD already basically made the exact same situation. So these are things that you need to take into consideration because at the end of the day, trading is all just pattern recognition, especially technical analysis is pattern recognition. So if you can see market makers wanting to paint a bullish picture and they had multiple bullish pictures and one of them ended up working out, you could also basically assume that the other one would also, there's a higher likelihood that it would also work out. So that's another reason why I was long SQ. Good situation, good setup. Overall market was also was showing some strength. So it was a good, solid opportunity to go long on SQ. And very simply, if you guys want more trades like this, more swing trades, I'm going to be posting a lot more, hopefully. So it's going to be a lot more fun. And if you guys want more trades with my exact entry, exit points, everything like that, the link to join, once again, is down below. And so far, so good on SQ. All right, so let's first go ahead and take a look at the 30-year bonds. So the bonds are important because they have a correlated relationship to the market. If the bonds are bullish or start to do well, then the overall market is also going to hold support or start to do well. So what we see right now is that the bonds made a bear flag, ripped to the downside, basically the exact measured move to the downside, to this major level of support at 120.18. And you could see that this was a very, very historical major level of support all throughout here, and we fell right to it. This, coupled with the fact that we are outside of the lower level of the Bollinger Bands here on the bonds, shows that the bonds basically are getting very overextended, and more downside room was not potentially going to be possible until we get a bit of a bounce. So the bonds right now, they're getting to a point where they want to bounce. There's not that much room lower immediately. And this was a big precursor of whether the market would also continue to fall, because I believe that if the bonds ended up completely breaking below this level of support, we would not have a massive green day in the market. But because the bonds started to show a level of support, they stopped breaking as low. That was a good indication of support, and it was a bullish confluence. This was one of the bullish confluences that I was showing in my previous videos as well. So that's that for the bonds. We also have to take a look at the VIX. So the VIX is also very important because it's inversely correlated to the market. So if the VIX is rising, then that is bearish for the market. But what we see here on the VIX is pretty interesting. My overall thought process for the next few days, I'm going to go a bit more into that as well. But first, I want to give you guys the context for what I'm going to be talking about. So the VIX currently is holding above 19. It's holding above $20, $21. When it holds above those levels, that is generally bearish for the market. When it's holding support at these levels, it's bearish for the market, because we know that if the VIX does well, the market does not. Okay? So currently, we can see that the VIX opened outside of the upper level of the Bollinger Band, showed some overextension, got a big red candle. We could have another red candle tomorrow, and we could come even closer to 1950 levels of support. And if the VIX ends up falling, that'll be another green day in the market. That is what currently the setup and the situation is, in my opinion, for the VIX. This was a pretty nasty reversal off of these levels. Let's see what ends up happening. But currently for the VIX, that's not what you want to really see if you're a bull. But, you know, I would rather see a pullback to a level of support and then a continued bounce from there. Overall, it's literally days. Literally 1 or 2 days can change this entire thing. And for the VIX, we have support a bit lower. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the dollar. The dollar is also important to monitor because it has an inverse relationship to the market as well. If the dollar does well, then the overall market should be falling. And currently, the dollar is very overextended to the upside. This is starting to look like a period of consolidation. And during a period of consolidation, that is generally not as bullish. Okay, so as bullish for the dollar. So if the dollar just continued to rise, then that would be very, very bad for the market. But because the dollar is starting to consolidate, it can even start to break below prior levels of support. If the dollar starts to break lower, and you can see that it's starting to get a bit fatigued here. So if it starts to fall a bit lower, then that's going to be bullish for the market. And let's see what ends up happening tomorrow for the dollar. It's starting to look a bit tired. Let's see how these candles close and how we end up tomorrow morning. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the large tech stocks. So Apple, I was saying that Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, the losers would need to start picking up some slack because the chip stocks could not cause this rally to continue alone. They would need some help from these other stocks. So what we see here on Apple is very similar to AMD's setup, a downtrend, creating a bull flag at a level and a setup where it could potentially break upwards. So Apple, this clearly looks very bullish. These other tech stocks that I'm about to show you are not as clear-cut bullish, but there is room for them to go upwards. For example, Microsoft. Microsoft was one of the biggest losers, right? Microsoft was getting beaten down very, very heavily. But intraday today, like I said yesterday, in yesterday's video, I said that I wanted to see Microsoft around 407, 410 area. And we ended up bouncing exactly off of 408. We ripped to the upside and we made a $6-7 move intraday. So this was one of the biggest losers, and a lot of money funneled into Microsoft because the risk reward to going long on Microsoft, because it was a big loser, was high. So you could see that Microsoft made a nice move to the upside. Other stocks, for example, Tesla, Amazon, these are still not really showing that much strength, but they're holding support. There's room for these to go up if they could get their act together. Google as well, all right? But Netflix had a monster move today. So Netflix clearly is looking very, very strong. We could easily see 740. Meta is holding the 618 level at 593, and it is still one of the leaders here, and it's showing a lot of strength. And Meta is definitely picking up the slack of the other tech stocks. Meta is getting a lot of love, holding support, making new highs, and just looking like it can continue to go upwards. It could touch this 4.128 level at 630. There's a lot of room to the upside on Meta. But now, here's where the interesting part starts. And this is the second time I'm actually recording this entire YouTube video. So I hope I make all of the points that I want to make. I'm just going to take my time. So basically, first and foremost, let's go ahead. So we took a look at all the tech stocks and everything like that. What I want to explain is that NVIDIA and AMD obviously are the biggest winners. AMD was a big reason why we went long SQ. AMD, very, very good. Nice, strong, solid situation here. Cool. But going long here, after we already made a pullback and a big move to the upside, does it make sense to go long on AMD here? In what galaxy would it make sense to start going long at a level of resistance like this? The risk reward to longs is not there. Similar situation for NVIDIA. The risk reward for going long on NVIDIA just is not there as heavily. And NVIDIA is already starting to get overextended here at its opening and closing outside of the upper level of the Bollinger Band. This isn't an automatic short signal, or it's not an automatic bearish sign. But this is not really where you want to start going long. You would rather start going long into pullbacks at levels of support than into strength at levels of resistance. So this is just textbook trading at this point. So now that I set the stage, the winners need to either have a period of consolidation or a pullback, and the losers, Tesla, Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, those stocks need to start picking up the slack. And I think that could end up happening because specifically heading into Thursday, we have that news with AMD, the conference, and Tesla's robo-taxi event. Heading into Thursday, heading into earnings, heading into news, it's generally a good idea to be bullish. But once the earnings or once the news event occurs, it's not that safe. So Thursday, there's a lot of important news occurring on Thursday. Heading into Wednesday, Thursday, I believe the market should be bullish. Also, this entire rest of the week is going to be very, very important. FOMC minutes come out tomorrow at 2 p.m. Then Thursday morning, we have core CPI data coming out. And, the robo-taxi and the AMD event. Then Friday morning, we have core PPI data coming out. So the rest of the week in terms of macro news is going to be very important. And just for that reason, right? This is a chart of the S&P 500 ES futures. For that reason, tomorrow, a lot of these stocks are showing some bullish situations, bullish setups. Chips starting to get a bit overextended to the upside. The VIX holding support, but the bonds are also holding support. The HYG is also holding support. So HYG is also important because it's correlated to the market. Both of these are holding support, showing some strength. So my point is that the ES can continue to be bullish heading into Wednesday's close. Heading into even Thursday, intraday Thursday, it could be bullish. But I would be very, very, very shocked if the market on Friday, if by Friday's close we are at new highs, I would be very, very shocked. Because I believe that the market should get a bit of a pullback on Friday. And I just want to make it very clear. If on Friday, on the ES or the overall market, we end up closing green, and if we're at all-time highs on Friday at the close, I am swinging puts for at least 2 weeks out, for maybe 2 weeks out, max. I am swinging puts because I believe Monday is going to be a red day. And then especially if Friday we close green, and then Monday we get even more overextended and close, and we open green and we gap up, I'm shorting them on Monday because this move is not going to sustain itself, in my opinion, unless the chips get a bit of a breather. And if the chips get a bit of a breather, that by that point Tesla is going to have moved up. It's going to have broken above 250. We're already going to have the robo-taxi event. Amazon is going to bounce as well. Apple is going to start breaking out of this bull flag as well. So these stocks, Meta is going to hold support. It's going to continue bouncing. So there needs to be a point where these stocks can get a healthier pullback. All of these stocks need a bit of a healthier pullback because historically, the second week of October tends to be bearish. Heading into the end of the year, things tend to be bullish. So all of these, we essentially need a pullback that would be, I think, should end up starting Friday or Monday, for an opportunity to go long into the end of the year. And I am very, very excited to basically see what ends up happening because these stocks should not continue like this. And if they do, then it's going to be a really, really good shorting opportunity. And I have been saying that I wanted to just start going short around 58.50, 5,900. And if that ends up happening, we're happy because we're already long SQ. And SQ, I would want to see that $70, $71. So that'd be great, honestly. And, honestly, I don't know what else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it twice. And, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Love you guys. If you guys want access to all my trades, once again, the link to join is in my bio. It's down below. See you guys next time. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.